Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to set up Android development environment using Android Studio, the new version on your computer or laptop. Um, so the first thing you'll have to do is this is actually the Android early access environment. Let me close this window and get out of all this. Okay, do a search on Google and find out, or go to developer.android.com. Type in Android Studio or search for it. Uh, what I did was I downloaded the early access preview, and you can download it right here where it says download Android Studio, whichever version for you download the version that's suitable for your operating system. Also, for the Android Development Studio, it doesn't say on the side, but you do need Java Development Kit. What I did was I downloaded the JDK 8, but it does not run on my systems. I've got Windows 8 64-bit. JDK 8 was throwing errors, so I had to go in and go to Oracle site and download Java Development Kit 7. This works perfectly. And over here, I just pick up the version that suits that matches my operating system. It's 64-bit, so I selected the last option, downloaded JDK 7. So once I've got both these downloaded, double click on JDK 7 where you download it and run the install. Okay, right now it shows JDK 8, but this is the not the good version. So just follow your default settings and complete your install. I'm going to close all these other windows that I've got open. Exit. And once you got JDK installed, then install your Android Studio bundle, the early access development environment. Um, and if it asks you for, it shouldn't ask you for a Java home, but in case your JDK does not install correctly, you'll have to go into your computer properties systems and point your Java home to where your JVM or JRE is. But hopefully you don't have to do that. Okay, so now once you have installed Android Development Kit, you can go and type in AND Android Studio and launch your Android Studio. Okay, depending on your system, it takes a certain amount of time, a couple of seconds up to a minute. I've got a Core i3 uh, laptop, and it does take like around 20 seconds. So let's see. All right, that was fast. So 15 seconds, I would say. All right, you'll probably see a different window for the first install. This is still loading my test project that I created. I'm gonna try to hit cancel. And once you run your Android Studio, you will see a window which says, okay, still trying to build this whole project. You'll see something like this for the first time when you launch your Android Studio. And you can create a new project, call it something like my first test. Leave everything to default as it is, because right now we're just going to show you how to set up your environment and your virtual device to test your Android apps. Just leave everything to default, click next. I don't know if you can see the next. I'm running Cam Studio, which is filled with all kinds of malware, and I do not recommend that, but just for this video I had to go and download Cam Studio. Alright, for your activities I'm just going to leave it blank, but you've got options for full screen activity, master, detail flow, and you can see the details down there. But this is just a beginner video, so I'm just going to use a blank activity. Click next. We leave the activity name to as is. For more info on these, I'll probably be putting out another video with a sample application. Alright, so now it's going to start building your first project. And depending on your system, again, it's going to take its own time. Let's see. So in the background, it is loading our first project. I'm going to resize it so this can fill in the window. All right. So this is your main project window. You got your code right here, your files and libraries on your left pan. The first thing and most important thing once you're setting up your environment is to set up your virtual device or emulator. It's called the AVD manager, and this is where you will run your test apps to see how they work. Actually, if you have your phone, and you can actually plug in using a USB, and the AVD manager will also be able to detect that and run your test apps on using your uh, telephone live devices. You can see I've got some test ones already set up. You might see just a blank window, so you'll have to do a new. This is where you set up your test environment. In the name, I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna put any name right now. I'm just gonna see what devices are available, and the Android Studio comes built in with quite a few different options. Let's see, I'm gonna select Nexus 5. It fills up the target API and everything else with the name. I'm gonna give it a name that is relevant. Next 5. I'll just call it my next 5. Leave everything to default. Skin, we can select different skins. I'm gonna use the old school HVGA. Cameras, I leave everything blank. The AVD name, it cannot have a space. If you put a space in there, it will not let you select click on OK. So it cannot have a name, have a space. Sorry. The SD card, let's put a 1 GB SD card. Click on OK, and now it should build our test environment, the emulator or the virtual device on which we can run our apps or test our apps. So just click on OK, and there it is. Our device is built. It should be right here, my next 5. And we can click on Start to launch it. Leave everything to default. Click on Launch. It's going to start your emulator. And you can leave all this running on the background while you're working on your project. So, okay, it's going to launch. You just have to be patient and just wait for a while. Alright, oops. And it's launching in the background. There is my emulator. It's still going to load just as when you turn on your phone. So it's going to take its time. We should see an Android logo coming up pretty soon. There it is. And now on this laptop, which is an i3, it takes at least 2 minutes to 3 minutes to launch this emulator. So yeah, you definitely have to just wait for a while, go grab coffee, milkshake or something, and just wait until the screen, the device loads. I'm going to click on pause. All right, so I'm back after like a minute of the system loading. It's still loading. At least we don't have the Android logo now. You can see the time coming up. 3G, make yourself at home. Alright, click on OK. Let's see if we can touch the circle. And your device still loading. Alright, so you can see after 4 or 3 more minutes, the device almost is done loading. and we can see all our the built-in apps that comes with the emulator, just to give you an idea. So this is how you set up your Android Studio and your emulator or the virtual device to play around and test your apps or build your apps. This is your project view. I would recommend if you can click on file. I think there is import settings. You can import different project files, samples from the Android side, the developer side, and just load them and set up your emulators and just launch your applications. Just play around with the code settings. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.